call it. When I saw this, I just could not help but smile. It is all about a 105-year-old who beat COVID-19. You know, she's the oldest one here in the U.S. that we know of to beat COVID-19. So let's just kind of explain the story of this wonderful lady.
Yes, so Lucia DeClerck, she's in a nursing home in New Jersey, and she just turned 105 years old in late January. And on her birthday, she tested positive for the coronavirus, and she had gotten fully vaccinated the day before, so she still got the virus the next day. And she suffered mild symptoms from what we were told, and that she had a low-grade fever for about a day. And I spoke with her earlier today, and she puts much of the credit on her spiritual life. She said that she doesn't have a secret, only but to pray, pray, pray. But she also pointed out that she has a particular diet with raisins soaked in gin. And so she said that she has done this for most of her life. Her family has spoken to other media outlets, and they've said that this is not that unusual for her because all her life she's kind of done these unusual habits, like she drinks aloe juice and she also brushes her teeth with baking soda, and she had not gotten a cavity until she was 99 years old. But I had a great conversation with Ms. DeClerck, and she is sharp. And she told some jokes. She doesn't plan to live for another 105 years, but she is grateful to see today.
And let's just talk about her attitude, because you said you got to have that one-on-one conversation. We've been watching some of that video of you guys talking back and forth. It really does seem like, from what you've been putting in your story, that she's just this positive, upbeat person. That's what her not only children, but grandchildren have even been telling you.
Oh, absolutely. And I spoke with her administrator at the nursing home in New Jersey, and he says whenever people or visitors come into the building, they always ask for her. They always want to stop by her room, and they ask for a blessing because she is so positive and she is so spiritual. And I mean, you just can't help but to admire her, that living this long and keeping her mind sharp is just a blessing. And I think that's what touched a lot of people about this story, and why the nation is kind of holding on to this story.
Did she give you any advice? You know, her 105 years, she has seen a whole lot, and now living through a pandemic. What advice does she have for all of us?
Well, she didn't give me any direct advice, but I would say that I picked up indirectly from just talking to her, is just being grateful, you know, and just holding on to that higher power that's guiding her. And I think that was the big takeaway from our conversation. And so, you know, we couldn't talk too long because, you know, she is in a nursing center, and, you know, they do have to, we didn't want to interfere with her care. But in our brief few minutes that we talked, I just listened to her and just picked up things that way.
Now, let me ask you this. Has anyone else in her family taken on this raisin diet that is soaked in gin?
I don't think so. I haven't had a chance to speak directly with her family, but from the research that I did on this story, I haven't seen anything where her family members have picked up on this and kind of like taken, you know, done what she's done. But hopefully when I do speak with the family, because I did reach out to them, if they get back to me, I can ask them and then get back to you.
I just look at that face and you can't help but, as I said in the beginning, but smile. And again, for her to get that diagnosis on her 105th birthday and to then beat COVID-19, I mean, that's a story in itself to share with everyone.
Yes, it is. It is. And her administrator said that this is a lesson for people to get vaccinated. And it does offer hope that no matter your age, there is still a chance for you to beat COVID-19. So it doesn't have to be the death sentence that people fear. And that's what her administrator said is one of the lessons in all of this.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to try the gin-soaked raisins. I think I read in your story, she soaks them for 9 days, right?
She soaks them for 9 days in a mason jar, and then she eats them 9 at a time. And so I don't know what happens if she eats 10. You know what happens after that, but she eats 9 at the time. But I've been looking at the comments on social media, and people are right along with you. They're like, let me go stop by the grocery store and get some raisins and gin on the way home from work. So yeah, she may be onto something.
Maybe it's something we'll all just have to give a good try. And Chris, I want to just say thank you again for joining us here on News Now from Fox. What a fun story. I'm so glad that you were able to talk with her and share this with everyone.
No problem. Have a good night.
Yes, thank you. And just want to say thank you to all of our viewers as well for joining us here on